Assalamualaikum and greetings to the Wong Chiho and my fellow friends. We are from group 11, which is Vulpes-Vulpes group, going to bring all of you to get through our topic, which is the impact of invasive alien species on biodiversity in Malaysia. Invasive species can be any kind of living organism such as plant, insect, fish, fungus, bacteria, or even an organism's seeds or eggs that is not native to an ecosystem and causes harm. The species that grow and reproduce quickly and spread aggressively grants them the ability to establish a large number of their species and give them a better chance to dominate their environment. Invasive species can change the food web in an ecosystem by destroying or replacing native food sources. Invasive species are primarily spread by human activities, often unintentionally. People and the goods we use travel around the world very quickly, and they often carry uninvited species with them. In addition, higher average temperatures and changes in rain and snow patterns caused by climate change will enable some invasive plant species to move into new areas. Characteristics of invasive species: rapid reproduction and growth because of their new environment, lacks any natural predators or pests. High dispersal ability to adapt better to harsh environments and can thus invade these regions successfully. Ability to adapt physiologically to new conditions. Ability to survive on various food types and in a wide range of environmental conditions.
Invasive alien species for a mammal, we have brown rat, or its scientific name Rattus norvegicus. It's native to Asia, specifically northern China or Mongolia. So how did they get there? The question of the brown rat became commercial, which movement remain unsettled, but as a species they have spread and established themselves along route of human migration and now live almost everywhere humans are. It has caused or contributed to the extinction or range reduction of native mammals, birds, reptiles, and invertebrates through predation and competition. It restricts the regeneration of many plant species by eating seeds and seedlings. For birds, we have European starling for its scientific name Sturnus vulgaris. It's native to Europe, Asia, and Northern Africa. Introduced to North America, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. European starling were brought over as a way to control pests as a pet and by a group of people trying to introduce all the birds mentioned in the work of Shakespeare into North America. So, why European starling invasive? Okay, European starling form huge flock many times with more than 3,000 birds. When a flock of this size feed on a fruit and grain, it can cause serious damage to a farm. This bird can also aggressive fighting with native species over food and territory.
Invasive alien fish species in Malaysia. We have algae satomouth catfish, or in scientific name Hypostomus plecostomus. It has been distributed to 17 countries in America, Asia, and Europe. It's a very popular ornamental freshwater fish and have many life history traits that make them successful invaders. They are covered in armored plates, possess broad environmental tolerance and the ability to colonize and topologically distribute habitats. Hypostomus can monopolize nutrient resource, alter food webs, increase turbidity, and cause bank erosion. Amphibians class in Malaysia: a cane toad, or in scientific name Rhinella marina, and also known as the giant neotropical toad. Cane toad native habitat is from South and mainland Central America. It's been distributed to various islands throughout Oceania and the Caribbean, as well as Northern Australia. How the cane toad affect the Malaysia ecosystem? The cane toad has poison glands and the tadpoles are highly toxic to most animals if ingested. Toxic skin can kill many animals, both wild and domesticated, and cane toads are particularly dangerous to dogs. It has been introduced to many regions of the Pacific as the method of agriculture pest control.
Trees are land planted mainly for timber-producing species, primarily to supply the raw materials requirements of existing or proposed wood processing plants and related industries. The first one we have is Acacia magnum, a fast-growing tree native to parts of Indonesia, Papua New Guinea and Australia, cultivated outside its native environment and introduced into the humid tropical lowland regions of Asia, South America and Africa over the last few decades. The threat from this species is that it is found growing in the wild in almost any open spaces, including in cities, rural areas as well on the fringes of forests. Its ability to grow easily on infertile urban soils makes it a threat as an invasive species. Aquatic weeds are plants that have adapted to living in aquatic environments. A good example is the water hyacinth, also known as Kaladi bunting, a native of South America and probably has been introduced here since the early 1900s. This aquatic plant introduced as an ornamental plant due to its beautiful purple flower. In tropical climate, this plant scourge all over the world, causing losses to agriculture, water supply and blocking river transportation.
Invasive alien species impacts can negatively impact biodiversity. The threat to biodiversity due to invasive alien species is considered second only to that of habitat destruction. Invasive species cause loss of biodiversity, including species extinction and changes in hydrology and ecosystem function. Differences between native and exotic plant species in their requirement and modes of resource acquisition and consumption may cause a change in soil structure, its profile, decomposition, nutrient content of soil, moisture availability, and etc. Invasive species are thus a serious hindrance to conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity, with significant undesirable impact on the goods and services provided by ecosystem. Environmental impact also can cause species expansion and even extinction. There are several well-known cases in which invasions are strongly linked to extinctions.
Invasive alien species can impact on human health since several species can transmit disease, cause allergies and even be poisonous. Human health problems caused by invasive alien species include skin lesions upon contact with giant hogweed sap, rhino conjunctivitis and asthma through contact with common ragweed, allergenic pollen, eruptive dermatitis following contact with a gift, or chikungunya virus spread by the tiger mosquito.
Malaysian government acknowledged the threats of invasive alien species towards its biodiversity by implementing measures called National Action Plan on Invasive Alien Species. The previous National Action Plan for Invasive Alien Species 2014-2018 was focused on strengthening the legal framework in prevention and control related to invasive alien species issues, intensify the capacity building for implementation of action plan, and enhance research and development of invasive alien species among agencies in Malaysia. The government of Malaysia has set up a national working group comprising of representatives of various government ministries, departments, agencies, universities, and non-governmental organizations.
For the conclusion, numerous alien species have been purposely introduced into Malaysia for a variety of reasons. While some have integrated and give benefits to our nation, the others invasive species have spread and give negative impact to our ecosystem. Invasive alien animals and plant species exist in Malaysia and pose a threat to our country. If coordinated efforts are not made to contain and control this invasion, they are likely to get worse soon.